So inspired by the Spiritualist Manual, and yes, there's a Spiritualist Manual out there that we have to go by. Spiritualism is not like other religions that depends on belief or creed, but rather upon one's own character. A state of complete happiness and inner peace can be reached by all, those in the physical world and those in the spirit world. However, some of us have experienced suffering before we free ourselves from our negative thoughts and actions. We need to release our souls from a sense of guilt. This must be worked out by us, meaning the individual person takes responsibility for their own thoughts and actions. Only then can personal happiness be achieved. True beauty is the result of practice of inner transformation, which in large part comes from our personal inner light, rather than from physical beauty alone. Today, I would like to share my thoughts on how to build harmony between our bodies and our spirits, which is key to finding true happiness, both in our physical existence and in our spiritual existence to come. I really enjoyed the movie Beauty and the Beast. Maybe you've seen it. You may be surprised to hear that this story was written by a French novelist, Gabrielle Suzanne Barbeau de Villeneuve, and published in 1740. You maybe thought, like I did, that this was written by Disney or the Grimm brothers. I was surprised to hear how long ago it was written. The character Belle, I feel, is a lot like us. She is bright and independent, an avid reader, and anxious to learn about the world. At the same time, she often feels different from those around her. She is blessed to have a generous and compassionate spirit. She likes authenticity and has no taste for worldly affections, whether it be power, material wealth, or obsession with physical appearance. For those who are not familiar with the story, Belle is taken prisoner in a haunted castle by a hideous and repulsive beast. He is none other than a young prince who, because of a spell, is trapped in the body of a terrifying monster. But Belle does not judge the beast and is able to see beyond his repugnant appearance. She understands that his embittered character, his rude manners, and his fits of anger are only a facade that hides a tortured soul who only desires love and to be loved. Under the soothing influence of Belle, an astonishing transformation takes place in the beast, one that begins in the very depths of his soul and eventually results in a complete physical transformation. Because of Belle's love, the young prince learns to love, to care about others. He is less selfish and less self-absorbed. The spell is broken to the great delight of the townspeople, and he also happens to regain his physical appearance. I love the underlying message of this film, which can help us as we search for genuine and enduring happiness. Each of us is made up of two elements, the physical body and the spiritual body. And these two parts of every human being are closely connected and have a very intimate and reciprocal relationship. The beast's physical body, with which the prince had been changed into, made him grumpy and asocial. But when his heart changed, and he was able to recover his joyful and sociable nature, his physical appearance changed as well. This applies to all of us. Our physical condition can profoundly influence our spiritual wellness. Conversely, our spiritual strength and the feelings in our hearts deeply affect our physical well-being. In other words, the beautiful harmony that can exist between our physical and spiritual natures is an important condition for finding true happiness in our physical journey and in the spiritual journey to come. This important core principle is in the seventh spiritual principle we recited today. We affirm the moral responsibility of individuals, and that we make our own happiness or unhappiness as we obey or disobey nature's physical and spiritual laws. We are immortal and glorified beings, endowed with bodies of flesh and bones. The perfect and everlasting union between body and spirit, that we can one day become spiritual beings. The purpose of our lives, therefore, is not to reject our physical nature, but to bring it into harmony with our spiritual nature. I invite you all to do a little introspection. Let's try to truthfully answer these questions to ourselves. What is the relationship between our physical and our spiritual natures? How do they influence each other? How can we build harmony between these two sides of ourselves? To suffocate, to feel oppressed, to be a bundle of nerves, to have a knot in one's stomach, to jump for joy, or to be tickled pink. All of these expressions rightly reference the constant interrelationship between the spirit and the body. Our inner thoughts and feelings and emotions translate most often into physical sensations, whether positive or negative. Like me, you may have noticed that goodness radiates a certain kind of beauty. It is not remarkable that our noble feelings become reflected in our physical appearance. Those with pure and charitable hearts have a lovely countenance that is charming and attractive and draws people to them. I'm not speaking about beauty as defined by the world, which values only the perfection of the outward form and disregard the inner spirit. Rather, I am speaking of the beauty between people radiate because of their inner wholesomeness. I like what Victor Hugo said, quote, "No external grace is complete unless it is vivified by interior beauty. The beauty of the soul is spread like a mysterious light over the beauty of the body." How many of you are familiar with the system of reading and writing for the blind called Braille? Everyone's pretty much heard of it? Here, you got one in the back. In the early 1800s, one day, there was a boy named Louis Braille. Louis's parents were making harnesses and saddles in their workshop. Louis grabbed an awl, you know, that pointed thing? It's kind of dangerous. Okay. So he was playing with this awl in the workshop, and accidentally he injured one of his eyes with it. Then both eyes got infected, resulting in complete blindness at the age of 5. Louis's parents wanted him to obtain an education and enrolled their son at the village school where Louis learned by listening. Disenchanted with the tools for reading and writing for the blind, Louis wanted to find a better way. From then on, Louis spent every waking moment outside of class poking holes in paper, ironically using an awl, like the one that accidentally blinded him. He developed the Braille system, a tactile reading and writing system of 64 symbols total. Talk about making from lemons you're making lemonade. That's how I take it. Wow. Like Louis, we can all find within ourselves the spiritual resources to develop and magnify our physical abilities. Some of us may be suffering from sickness or physical adversity. Many, if not most of us, look at ourselves in the mirror and see something we do not like. Please do not allow perceived physical imperfections to define you. Strengthening your inner light should be your focus. By doing so, you will develop an inward beauty that radiates in your outward appearance. Improve your physical well-being, invigorate your natural senses, and make you a happier person. Because of the constant interaction that exists between the physical and spiritual aspects of our lives, it is no surprise that spiritualism not only teaches by principles, but through spirit communication, which provides counsel with respect to the most practical aspects of our daily lives. Man cannot live on principles alone. We are physical beings and need food, rest, play, education, employment, and other physical needs. The goal is to feel better and to find a physical and spiritual equilibrium. This will give you the best chance to have a lifetime of good health, which in turn will bring you joy and confidence in your human abilities and a better awareness of your spiritual potential. My hope is that one day we can look in the mirror and see what we see, the shine of our inner beauty. Amen.